No. The moment that question comes, the spirit inside them we bring out solution. Solution 1, solution 2, solution 3, solution 4. It's a spirit. It doesn't happen to everyone. It's only those that have prioritized God in their life. You want to receive grace? You must. Even when you are where nobody sees you, where your husband doesn't see you, you have to prioritize God. Bible says Joseph was a good example. What was supposed to be an opportunity, Potiphar's wife was beautiful. Other young men will say, wow, our guy is not around. And I told you, in the days of Joseph, there was no law. God never said, don't sleep with another man's wife. God have never said it. But he gave them conscience. Joseph said, how can I betray my boss who have trusted everything to my hands? There are consequences that will follow that disobedience. Bible says it was not the first day, it was not the second day, it was many days. Maybe if it was the first day, he would think maybe it's a setup. There is CCTV here. They want to blackmail me. Or this woman wants to set me up. In those days, there was nothing like CCTV. But there is something inside Joseph. That very thing is called the righteousness of God. When you prioritize God, you put God first, you put others second. Anything you do that others will not like, when others do it to you, you don't like it, you won't like, you can't take it. Don't do it to another person. Even if you like, dance, clap, worship, pray, let the whole world hear your voice. But if you are doing anything that when people do it to you, you won't like it, you are doing it to others, you are saying it to others, you don't love God. If you truly love God, it will show in your character. God judges us by the way we take our neighbor. That's why Jesus says on the last day, people will come and say, you know me now. He said, go to my left, I don't know you. I was hungry, you gave me no food. They will say, when did we see you hungry? He will tell them, when you do it to others, you have done it to me. When God is your number one, you will not disobey him. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and Daniel became 10 times better. 10 times. If you are here today and you want your life to be 10 times better, you have to prioritize God in your life. Some of you come here, you see people. In February 2021, when I started here, it was just me and my junior brother. We would stay 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Nobody will dismiss and go. Even last 2 years, sometimes I will come to church. I remember when I was in primary school, also primary school. This brother here is my witness. Sometimes one person will come by 8 o'clock. I will start service. 8 to 9 or 10 o'clock, I will dismiss. Immediately it's 10 o'clock. After dismissing, about to close the classroom. Others are starting. Just come. Others are just coming to church. I will say, what will I do now? What will I do now? I will just start a second service immediately. What is going on? I have just prioritized God. I have taken God as my number one. Are you here? If I'm doing it for odd, I'm doing it for a reason. Listen to this. In anything you are doing and you don't prioritize God in your life, you may have problem. Even at this level of ministry right now, our tithe and offering cannot take care of this church. Our tithe and offering here, it cannot. I am telling you the truth. Under 7 days, it cannot. Never. It will never do it. It cannot do it. It cannot take care of it. Why am I saying it? Why am I mentioning offering tithe? It's when you don't have conviction in when you don't know where you started. Oh, let me put it this way. If God have given you an assignment and no man have given you an assignment, when you have problem along the way, who do you meet? It is God. Is it true? When somebody send you an assignment and you have problem along the way, who do you meet? You meet the person that sent you on what? On assignment. When I'm talking about grace, there is no 7 days under heaven at this level. This one is just to run the church. I'm not talking about our building project now. There is no 7 days we don't spend nothing less than 50,000. The radio some of you listened to yesterday, do you know how much you pay every 7 days? And we don't owe, you pay in advance. If I gather the money in 1 month and give you, the money we spend on radio every 7 days. It came to a point when it was like, in fact, people were mocking. People were mocking me. Why? Because they are not seeing what I'm seeing. They don't know what is driving me. They don't know the assignment God have given to me. In that very assignment, I have told God, I'm not doing this because of money. That's what I told him. I am not. In fact, if I'm not a pastor, my life will be more peaceful. If the only problem I have is just to take care of my family, my life will be more cool. There are prayers I will be praying. For example, if I am to pray for every sick person here today, and I need instant result, or I have a healing program, for example, there are things, if I eat it, it doesn't matter what I pray, even if it's headache, it will not go. But if I don't eat that very thing for 3 days, if I pray, those in deliverance ministry, there are things they don't do just to maintain that very mantle, that very anointing. A man that needs comfort cannot do it. If you want to enjoy life, you may end at this level. But if you want to enter another level of your life, there must be sacrifices you must make. You must know the laws that governs what you need. Our first point today is what? Prioritize what? You must what? You must prioritize God. Priority. We have what is called priority. Priority is the levels you scale things. For example, you need to pay your house rent this week, and you need to pay your children's school fees this week. Which one will you pay first? Some people say school fees. You need to pay your house rent this week, or your child's school fees this week. Okay, let me ask you this way. If your child doesn't go to school this week, how can you manage? If you are thrown outside the house this week, how will you manage? House rent first. Shelter is most important. If your children did not go to school this week, they can go to school. Are you here? That is what is called priority. So if you bring money, you bring God, you bring marriage, which one do you choose first? That's what we are talking. Are you here? I am telling you to choose what? Choose what? Choose God first. That is it. Put your hands together for Jesus. All right, point number 2. God must test your ego. Pride. When I go to Prophet Jeremiah in 2021, it was my first time of meeting him. He said to us, the moment you cross the gate of Christ's mercy land, your title remains at the gate. It doesn't matter what you see in anybody in the mountain, in the church, don't prophesy. In this very territory, Jeremiah is the king. And as long as you are submitted to his grace, you must follow the instruction. Pride, ego can disconnect you from what God. Do you know who I am? If you go there, if you go there, you will see people with escort. Rich people or politicians, but their escort will stop at the gate. The church security can now take them. If that very person is so special, their own escort must stop at the gate. The church security will take over. Pride. There was a man called Naaman in the book of 2 Kings. Let's see the book of 2 Kings. 2 Kings chapter 5 verse 1. 2 Kings chapter 5 verse 1. Naaman's ego was tested. Bible says he was a leper. He went to the prophet of God. He was hoping the prophet would give him special attention. The prophet sent his servant. Meet that man there. Tell him, I said, he should go to waterside there, but go and bath 7 times. He will be healed from leprosy. The man says, what? In my house, I have swimming pool. I thought he would come out and lay his hand on me, pour me oil. Can you give us that, please? 2 Kings chapter 5 from verse 1. Now Naaman, captain of the host of the Syrians, was a great man with his masters. The writer is telling us this man, anywhere you see great in King James, if you check it in other translation, it means rich. Let's read on. And honorable, because the Lord By him the Lord had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man in valor. But he was what? He was what? Verse 2. Fast. And the Syrians had gone out. Jump to verse 5 because of time. Jump to verse 5. And the king of Syria says, go to, and I will send a letter unto the king of Israel. And he departed and took with him 10 talents of silver and 6,000 pieces of gold and 10 changes of raiment. Verse 6. Jump to verse 8. Jump to verse 8 because of time. And it was so, when Elisha the man of God had heard that the king of Israel has rented his clothes, that he sent unto the king, saying, wherefore hast thou rented thy clothes? Let him come to me now, and he shall know there is a prophet in Israel. Verse 9. Say, bring me Naaman. So Naaman came with his horses, or with his chariot, and stood at the door of the house of Elisha. Verse 10. And Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, go and wash in Jordan 7 times. Thy flesh shall come to thee again. Bible says, this man says, what? How can you tell Alex Oti to go and bath at waterside if he truly wants to be healed? Can you imagine? Bible says he went home offended. He never knew his miracle was tied to his obedience. If you don't humble yourself before God, you cannot receive miracle. One day, a great man of God told his members, dress the way you dress to walk to church. Bishop Oyedebo, Winnership. And they were surprised. Some are military generals, but when you see them in the church, they are cleaning chairs. They are saying, come and sit here. Some will say, no, let me sit another side. But these are military generals. But they humbled themselves. Pride can bring you down. You must walk on your ego. What am I talking? What is pride? I am better than everybody here. The moment you begin to acknowledge God's ability and grace in you, not by might, not by power, you are beginning to humble yourself. You must humble yourself before God. Bible says, because of this disobedience, Naaman did not get his healing. But when he went home, his maid came and said, sir, if this man of God said pay money, you would have paid. What does it cost you to just go and wash yourself for 7 times? The moment he went and dipped himself for 7 times, Bible said he was cleansed. In the same chapter, if you read down, there was a servant of the prophet called Gehazi. This one falls on the first category, priority. Bible said, when this Naaman came to the prophet and said, this is my appreciation. If you read the book of 2 Kings, there are many places people brought gifts, and Elisha took them. There was one they brought. Somebody brought a first fruit to him, and he said, go and give it to everybody. The servant said, it is too, it cannot reach everybody. He said, give it to everybody. Elisha was the first person that multiplied food in the Bible. Bible says, as they distributed, everybody ate it, and the food was still remaining. In other words, he accepts gift, offering. But when it came to the case of Naaman, God said to him, Don't! He refused. As Naaman was going home, Gehazi came and ran. When he ran, not truly what I claim I am, I would have made $1,300. If you calculate it, is close to 2 million. But I said, because of God, I will not. That's why when I'm praying, when I'm crying to God, God answers. Started in 2021. A Yahoo boy came here paying tithes. Sometimes he paid tithe 3 times in a day. Sometimes 50,000, 40,000, 20,000. It was the time I was about to marry. One day God said, do you know what this guy is doing? Most especially every Monday. 9 o'clock, Pastor, I transferred my tithe. 12 o'clock, Pastor, I transferred my tithe. 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, Pastor, I transferred my tithe. Now, God began to question me. I begin to have unrest. I asked him, he told me yes. That was when I was giving people miracle dollar. Those of us, when we started partnership, it was dollar I used to give you. He said, that dollar you gave me, I put it on that laptop. Under my laptop. It became a test. It was whether I should choose money or choose God. Any day I close my eyes to pray, God will say, you are collecting evil money. Stop it. One day I was fasting here. As I was fasting, I was praying, Father, give me grace. Take me to my next level. God said, but you are collecting tithe from a Yahoo boy. When he paid a tithe of 50,000, somebody lost 500,000. I was crying. I prayed here. I later decided I will cut it off. I came back home. I took my phone. I told him, please, I can't take this money again. God does not allow me to take it again. Before then, he was giving testimony. My 4-story building in Obo Hill, I started it many years ago. Since I know you, things are working. I have started building it again. The moment it was painful to make that decision. Flesh will fight. The moment I open my Bible, let me just open my Bible. I see John. I see Psalm 23. Psalm 23. That was what I saw. I was reading it. I was crying. It was saying, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. The moment I block it, he called that day, I did not pick. The next day he called, I did not pick. He have our second line, our radio line. He called that one. My brother said, prophet said he doesn't want to talk. After 1 week, it's like every door closed. Money was coming from nowhere. 2 weeks, no money again. My flesh began to regret. I said, no, I can't regret. I can't. On the day, just 1 month later, I went for my wife's introduction. That very day, somebody I never know, I have never met, from India, sent me the highest favor I have received then, and said, man of God, go and use this money, go and buy a land. I said to myself, so had it been I did not stop, maybe this blessing would not have come. Are you here? Follow your conscience. Many of you here, I don't know what you are doing for a living. But if I find out what you are doing is not legitimate, is not good, It's a cost money. I can't take it. Why? Because God, before He give you grace, He will test you. I pray for everyone here. You will pass the test in the name of Jesus Christ. Any day God will test you, you will pass that test in the name of Jesus Christ. Because of time. Let's see point number 3. God must test your patience. God must test your patience. You can read Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. %90 of people's destiny does not manifest early. If you see the picture of Prophet Jeremiah, 15 years ago, if anybody tell you will become Jeremiah, you will say, God forbid. You will say, God, his first wife ran away. You may not know. The one he is marrying right now is his second wife. The first wife ran away. They have only one daughter. He said on the day he went for his second wife's honeymoon, he went to a hotel. They asked him, do you need a hotel room that have TV, or the one that doesn't have TV, or the one that doesn't have light? He said, give me the one that doesn't have light. They gave him candle. He said on his honeymoon, mosquito was everywhere. Mosquito. If you read your scripture, Joseph in the Bible, God tested his patience. Even though he was in the dungeon, he was interpreting people's dreams. That very gift God has given you, at the lowest level, use it. You don't know when you will meet your destiny helper. David was in the bush killing lions. Nobody celebrated him. Nobody clapped for him. But he never knew that God was preparing a day that he will kill Goliath. If you are patient, some women are not patient. Your husband cannot buy you new phone. There is somebody that can give you 100,000 just for one night. It could be a test. If you need grace and you are under the sound of my voice, be wise. The best phones of today may not be the best phones of tomorrow. Are you here? As long as iPhone is concerned, Apple company is concerned, they will keep on bringing us better ones. 2 months ago, 2 ladies lost their life in Obohi. One of them was married, a Ghanaian from Port Harcourt. The other one, they call her name, don't know, Celine also. A fair lady. He called his friend, her friend. There is a rich man in Aba that said he will give us 500,000 if we can spend weekend with him. If you know that story, let me see your hand. Wow. They lost their lives. The organs in their body were harvested. They became a breed. They died before their time. Impatience. Some young men are going into Yahoo. As long as God is in control, He is concerned, everything that goes up must come down. There is a day of reward. Anything you are doing today, remember your children. Remember, because somebody must pay. Somebody must pay. Some borrow money with hope they are chatting with a real human being. They are defrauded. Some commit suicide. And somebody will come here and say, I don't believe. Huh? God forbid. At the end of the day, the reason why God is more powerful than you is you will leave everything and go. If you die, that land becomes another person's land. Automatically, without struggle, another person will inherit it. That your house, another person will inherit it immediately. You think that land belongs to you forever? It is not yours. As long as this world is still in existence, it was not your own 50 years ago, 100 years ago. It was somebody's property. As day comes, another person will take over. That's one thing about life. Because of time, point number 4. God will test your determination. He will test. There are 5 talents, parable of talents in the Bible. Those God gave talents. To this one he gave you. There are some of you here, God gave you. It could be just, there is a man I know, 2 people I know. Anytime, in those days when I was in Arere here, his name is called Mobison. I don't know where he is right now. Mobison is a man that has wisdom. If he gives you advice and you follow it, you will never have problem. And when he's advising as though you are his son. I cannot forget him. Maybe thinking, people don't care. They only come to me when they have problem. Don't worry, it is God that rewards. The parable of talents, those that receive 5 traded, produce more 5. Those that receive 3, they traded, produce more 3. The one that received just 1, he hid it. It is too small. Some people, God have called you and God gave you only 3 members. I told you how I was few years ago in primary school. There was a day a man came to church with his wife in Osusu primary school. They had a jeep, a yellow jeep. I cannot forget. That day as they drove in, very early in the morning, they sat down. After praying, they says, where is your members? Around after 8, I told them they are coming. The wife said, honey, let's stand up and go. They went into their car and they drove. As they left, I sat down. I sat down. I said, well, in this journey, I have gone too far. I cannot go back. I cannot. That same day was the day I had the highest turnout in my ministry then. Determination, you must be determined. The first time I went to Jeremiah's church, I was supposed to spend 14 days there. I have told the story here before. I was supposed to spend 14 days training. But one day I was going through Odespes to Samek to go and bring out my truck Jerefim. Something told me, what if something happened and this travel you want to travel, you will not travel it again? I said, God forbid, I cannot. I turned back 5 days earlier. I said, let me surprise the demons in my father's house. They may be waiting for me to travel next week. I will travel this week. I turned back. I entered motor. I have never gone to Warri before. I have with me 147,000 when I left my house. In those days, it was just 4,000 naira to Warri. The moment I went to Warri, I went so late, around 6 to 7. One elderly man, I booked my accommodation. If you go to registration office, you book accommodation, they give you a bed. After taking my snacks, reading my Bible, I went to plug my phone. I came back. One elderly man, his bed was next to my own. He said, give me that money. I said, Daddy, which money? That money you took from my bag, bring it out. I said, which kind of temptation is this one now? Huh? Elderly man for that matter, a man of 70 to 80 years old. Trouble. I was there saying, God, look at me. The man went and called security. Security came. They invited me for judgment. I told them, well, even if you take me to Jeremiah, my hands are clean. He will prove that I am innocent. They asked the Papa, how much did you say you came here with? He said, I came with, initially he accused me of taking 10,000. He said, I came with, he remembered, he said, he withdrew it was during the investigation, okay? He remembered he withdrew 10,000 and paid for accommodation 7,000. He was accusing me of stealing 10,000. He said to me, go. This man does not know what he's saying. He said, before I go, apologize to this young man. I said, this is temptation. The training was supposed to start on Monday. I spent 5 days earlier before that very Monday. On Sunday night, I had a dream. And in that dream, we were seated and a woman was teaching us. At the end of the teaching, the woman pointed to me and said, everybody here will make it, but you will not make it. I said, never. That day I did not eat. I took my money. I went to all the mountain there. I was praying, making sacrifice. I said, I must make it. If you know where I am coming from, even in my father's house, it is like a land of darkness. But determination can break the chains of the enemy. If life is a fight, listen to this, life does not give anything without a fight. Nothing is easily given in this life. You must fight. That's why every day I speak to you, I talk about being serious. You must be serious. The last point, God must test your faith. How strong do you believe in God? The first place we read the book of Matthew chapter 19 verse 30. Can we go there? Matthew chapter 19 verse 30. Fast. Matthew chapter 19 verse 30. Fast. We don't have time. Our time is up. Matthew chapter 19. Look up, everybody. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Why did Jesus say this? A rich man came to him and said, what can I do that I may enter into the kingdom of heaven? Jesus said to him, obey your mom, keep the commandment. He said, I have done everything. He said, sell everything you have, give it to the poor. The man was offended. Jesus says, it will be very hard for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. And Peter asked him, what about us that have left everything and follow you? He now said to them, the first shall be last, and the last. Can we read Matthew chapter 20? Let me explain. because Jesus went into details. Book of Matthew chapter 21st. The next chapter after 19 is 20 verse 1. He told a parable. He says, for the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. Verse 2. Let's see verse 2. And when he agreed with them, with the laborers for a penny, he sent them into the vineyard very early in the morning. There are some of you, your blessing comes early. You are not better than those that have not received their own. Maybe you are here, your own have not come. It doesn't mean you will not receive. Next verse, verse 3. And when he agreed with them, can we go back? Have we read verse 2? Okay, verse 3 now. Okay, verse 2. Okay, stay in verse 2. And when, verse 2. Let's take it from verse 2. And when he had agreed with them, with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into the vineyard, verse 3. And he went out about the third hour. Third hour is 9 a.m. He found people standing idle in the marketplace. Verse 4, fast. He hired them. He said to them, what are you people here to do? He says, we are looking for who will hire us. Verse 4. Are you in verse 4? Go to verse 5. 5 now, 5. And he went about 6th hour and 9th hour. 6th hour is 12 p.m. This is after 12. As this man went out by 12, he saw people standing on the sun, idle, doing nothing. He asked them, what are you people doing here? They said, we are waiting for who will hire us. At the 9th hour, which is 3 p.m., he went out by 3 p.m. He saw people standing idle as well. He said to them, what are you people doing here? They said, we are waiting. At this time of the day, it is 3 o'clock. You people are still standing here. Some people will tell you, nah, you got to go here. You go die here. Some people have jumped into another destiny that is not their destiny. Why? Because they were impatient. There is no destiny that shines from the day. From the day you started, there is no any church you go, you see thousands of people. It started with 5 people, 10 people. Any business you go, you see company of thousands of employees. It started with 2 employees, 3 employees. Next verse. Again. Okay, we have read verse 5, verse 6. About 11th hour. 11th hour is what? 11th hour is what? 6 hour is 12. 9 hour is 3. 11 hour is supposed to be what? Thank you so much. 5 o'clock. About 11th hour, 5 o'clock in the evening, this man came back again. And he saw people standing idle, doing nothing. He asked them, what are you people doing here? They said, we are waiting for who will hire us. We can't go home empty-handed. 5 o'clock in the evening. I can't go home the same. My children are waiting for me. This one said, Daddy, buy me biscuit. Daddy, buy me chin-chin. Their wife is not even aware that Daddy have not taken anything of his money. Some of them left their homes. They left the remaining food for the little children to eat. And they left their houses. At the 11th hour, when he saw them, He said, remember, offer 1 hour. Offer 5 na ko. Offer 1 hour. It's just remaining 1 hour for the day to be over. Can you work for me? They say, yes. Doesn't matter, whatever it takes, give us. Give us anything, we will accept. He said to them, okay, I have a vineyard where people are working for me. Go there, join them and work. They worked just for 1 hour. When it was 6, everybody stopped work. And he said to his servant, pay everybody that came here one penny. Start from the last person. Start from the last. Why did he start from the last? Your ability to believe, to wait upon the Lord. Zachariah waited. In the book of Luke, Hannah waited. Abraham waited. A friend of God. Why will God put him in that situation where he have to wait? God will test your faith. If all the God says so, or not the God or says so, you cannot walk with God. More the God says so. You must be patient. You must be tested. Stand up, everybody.